it's time to dive into the actual platform. You can log in two ways. So you can log in by clicking on the top right login option. If you are creating your profile like we're doing today, you're going to click on get started. You can do that at the top right or in the center page. Once you select get started, it will go ahead and take you to this amazing screen. A couple of things I wanted to point out. So number one, this is breaking down the 3 steps that you need to go through to go ahead and get the support you need. You do not need to be an expert. You just have to click the button and watch your scores improve, right? So the first thing that we're going to do to get started, as I want to go ahead and tell you, you have to create your free account. The second thing that you have to do is to connect the credit monitoring. Please note, if you are using Beast Credit Monitoring, then the monthly service fee starts at $49.99. If you are using ProWatch, the monthly service fee is $59.99. The difference between the two credit monitoring options is Beast Credit Monitoring gives you your Vantage score, and the Pro Watch gives you your FICO 8 scores. So if you're wanting to be more compatible with like an Experian or a TransUnion credit monitoring platform, then you want to go with the Pro Watch. If you're not really concerned about the numbers per se, but you do want to make sure that you're seeing your full 7-year report, you can choose the $49.99 option and use the Vantage score. Okay. And then the last thing, of course, is you're going to go ahead and send off your first round of attack. I promise you it's going to be quick and easy as we go through. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select get started, and we're going to put our emails in here. So let me see what email I could use, y'all. Let's see. Hillary May. That's what we're going to call her today. Okay. Give me 1 second. Now, please also note you have to be at least 18 years or older to responsibly dispute your credit. Okay? All right. Now, it is going to try and validate your email. Of course, you know, I just used the dummy email. No worries about that. Then you're going to go ahead and put your phone number in. Whatever phone number, you know, your main phone number to be contacted. And then you're going to put your name. Now, in this, it does give you a space for your middle name. It is not required for you to put your middle name in. I am also going to make sure I capitalize the letters, but the information that I'm putting in that is supposed to be put on the letters, because please be mindful that as you are filling this information out, this is the information that's also going to be placed on the actual letters that are going out on your behalf. If you have a suffix like a junior, the third, or whatever, honey, the 15th, you can go ahead and swipe this little toggler back and put your suffix in. Not required. What is required is your first name, your last name, and the last 4 of your social. Then you're going to select your birthday. Now, I do want to tell you that I have gone ahead and like keyed it in. Y'all don't do that. Okay, you're gonna click it and you're gonna scroll. Okay. To when you were born, and I was born in the 1900s. Okay. And I'm going to select my birthday, and then we're going to select continue. Now, your home state is where you are. I call it station because I'm a military brat, of course, but it's where your primary letters are going to go, where your primary documents say. That is what that information is. So you're going to go ahead and select your state. So I am currently in the wonderful state of Texas. Okay. And then we're going to select continue. Now you want to create your password. So one thing and one tip I want to remind everyone is to keep down confusion. If you can create the same username and password for both to keep the confusion down is great. If you like to have individual passwords, just make sure you write it down, because Beast Credit Monitoring, Pro Watch, and Dispute Beast are 3 different systems. Dispute Beast is the system that generates the letters for you, but they cannot generate the letters without the actual credit monitoring being attached. So be very careful that if you're, let's say, you like Reading Rainbows 22, okay? You might do Reading Rainbows 22 for Dispute Beast, and then Reading Rainbows 25 for Beast Credit Monitoring or Pro Watch, depending on which one you're trying to get into. Okay. All right. So let me create a password, y'all. Now, don't y'all steal my Reading Rainbows, okay? Because I might use that later. Look, I might use that later. Okay. All right, cool. So now the next thing that I love about the updates in the system is that one of the key things that the system is doing to keep you intentional on your process is finding out your why. So what is your biggest motivation to fix your credit with DisputeBeast? And you can select either any of these options or you can select other, right? If your intent was to buy a home or to refinance or to build business funding or to lower your interest rate, tell the system so that we can know what your end goal is as you're going through the process, okay? Just choose one. It's going to personalize your experience and make sure that your goals are in the forefront of your mind, okay? And of course, I said my name today is Hillary. So we're going to go ahead and sign these documents. I'm going to sign and I'm going to continue. All right. So now we got to the point of the onboarding where it's asking for which credit monitoring service do I want to partake in. Okay. Let's say I've already created a Pro Watch or I've already created a Beast credit monitoring login. Then I would just select yes and go ahead and go through putting my credentials in. If I have not selected one, then you can select no and that you want to sign up, and then you can select which option you want to have. Okay. And I'm going to take you to the screen, but I have a test account. If I wanted to go ahead and say yes to Pro Watch, this is what select. This is where it would take me if I wanted to go to Pro Watch. Okay. It's going to redirect me to the Pro Watch site for me to log in all my information, create my username and password, and all of the good things. Okay. That's if I wanted to do Pro Watch. Now, if I wanted to do Beast credit monitoring, I can literally select that option, go ahead and move forward, and it's going to take me to the Beast login information for me to go ahead and create my username and password, right? And get my they call it 3B credit report. So 3 credit bureaus reporting. Again, as I stated in this particular scenario, I actually already have an account. So I'm going to select the account information. And then I'm going to tell the system, am I doing the Pro Watch option or am I doing the Beast credit monitoring option? Again, either one is up to you. I know a lot of people prefer the opportunity to go ahead and actually have the FICO score. So definitely, if that's what you're into, you can go ahead and just select the option. And then Bob's your uncle, honey, you just put the username and password in. So hang on, let me add that in now. All right, so got my test credentials here and I'm selecting the Pro Watch. All right, so what the system is doing now, it's pulling in the actual information off of the credit report, right? So it's pulling all of the documents in so that I will be able to go ahead and get started with my attack process, right? But before I do all that, I have to make sure that I upload the actual information needed for me to be successful at this disputing game. The first item that we want to upload is either our driver's license, our state ID, our passport, and we want to make sure that it is not a selfie of you and it's not a blurry image. If you want to go ahead and click, you can go ahead and click the option for it to go. Once you drag and drop, you can choose to go ahead and crop. So let's say this was a bigger page and we wanted to crop it down to size, because remember, we want our supporting documents to take up one, no more than 2 pages, because why? We're going to have to pay for these additional pages, my love, right? So we want to make sure that whether we're printing it out ourselves or we're having a system mail it out for us, that we're dealing with this responsibly as we're going through. So you can choose to crop it if it has too much white spaces or it's captured the background. We just want to get a clear image of your ID. Okay. So you're going to hit save there. And then the system is going to say, okay, boo, here's your ID. Let's go on to the next thing. So if you guys are not a drag and dropper like I am, you can select the option. And then in this one, they want a supporting document, which is your proof of address. So they either want a utility bill, a bank statement, or official mail with your address on it. Please note that if you are using like a bank statement or a mortgage statement, you can use that for the full 9, 12 months, 6 months, however long you're going to be in the program, depending on where your score is and what's going on, right? But if you're using if you are using like a telephone bill or any residential bill, for best practice, update that bill every 60 to 90 days so that way it has an up-to-date counter and they don't leverage that. They, meaning the credit reporting agencies, do not leverage that as a reason to kick it out. Okay, so I'm gonna select this fake bill. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, all of this is not their business. All right. So what we're going to do is crop it all the way down. And of course, I like to capture the date if the date, again, is within the time frame, the 60 to 90 days. Again, if you're using a lease and you can copy the date, grab it, because that's letting them know you're going to be in the location for a full year, right? They're not going to be concerned about you updating your supporting documents. And I'm going to crop, and everything that's not their business, we're not even going to have them see. Boom, bam, pow. Okay. If you guys are using a bank statement, you can choose to crop, because a lot of times people will say, well, I don't want my account number on there. That's cool. Crop it out, because all you need is your name and your address to show. Okay. And then we're going to select continue. And then this is the additional document. So if you're going to use your social security card, which you can use your water bill, you can use a passport, you can use a divorce decree, you can use your name change. There are a host of documents, supporting documents, that you can leverage. And you can also go to the training center for you to see any information if you're like, do I have the right documents to sign up? Okay. Now we're going to do the social security card. Y'all, you know, my eyes is not iron, I'm vintage. Okay. And then in this particular one, you don't have to do much because I already have it fit to size. But if you need to crop it, again, you can. You just select save, and guess what? You have now uploaded all of your personal documentation. And then it says all of your documents were uploaded and stored successfully. Come on, somebody. So now we're seeing our scores. This is our FICO scores, right? And as we're taking a wonderful look at our scores, we see a couple of things on the screen, and I want to go ahead and go over them before we jump into the attack process. Okay. So over on the left-hand side, you're going to see home, attack hub, my account, and card offers. At the top, you're going to see what your current scores are for the 3 credit reporting agencies. And then I love that it gives you this amazing to-do list. Okay. Saying before you even go anywhere, before you start an attack, before you read the money back guarantee for 110% of what you paid, you can see all of your amazing information here. But the first thing I want us to do is to clear out what's required before we dive into the rest of the page. Okay. So what we can do here is select the option of what's required. And guess what? It's saying it has my birthday, it has my phone number, it has my name. But guess what it doesn't have? My address. And it says, girl, it's missing. How am I supposed to help you if it's missing? Boom. Now, please remember that this information is what's going to be transposed on the letters that I'm sending. So I'm able to go ahead and select the option, or I can go ahead and click on this written, this little notepad, and then I can go ahead and add all my information. So I'm still Hillary today. Okay. I'm no middle name. Last name is May. My email address, Hillary. Oh, hold on, y'all. Texting away. Put my email here because they already have my email address on here. But if you need to change your email address for whatever reason, just make sure that you reach out at the team at help@disputebeast.com. Let them know if you need to make any changes like that. You're going to go ahead and put in your last 4 of your social, and then you're going to go ahead and add your address. Now y'all gonna use a real address, okay? I'm not using the real address, but y'all don't worry about my 1414 Mockingbird. Y'all gonna use your real address. And then my date of birth. You want to make sure that you add that in as well. Boom, bam, pow. And then you're going to select save. And now the missing information that they needed in order to generate my letters are what? All verified. We good to go. Okay. So now we're going to go back to home. And as we go back to home, we now see that the screen has changed because we've already validated and verified our information. Okay. So before I go ahead and jump into start AI attack, I want to go ahead and talk about some things on the screen. So if you have negative items, the system is going to pull it in and use and tell you how many negative items you have. If you have public records, that's liens, judgments, child support, bankruptcy, all of that falls under the umbrella of public records. Okay. And then if you have hard inquiries, you can see the information here. So you can choose to click on it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, come on, somebody, you can see what it looks like. And you can see how many inquiries you have and stuff of that nature. And then what I like to point out are some of the benefits for you to understand how to grow and master. So before I jump into these tools that are going to definitely make you look at things differently, I want you to go ahead and see this money back guarantee. So right now we are offering 110% money back guarantee if you have consistently sent out your letters for 9 consecutive months, every 40 days. You have not lost your credit monitoring during that time period, and you see no change. If those things fall in line, then you can select that option, and then you can go ahead and have the team, and they will definitely give you back not just 100%, but 110% of your money back. Okay. Now, a game changer for me is utilization. I talk about utilization often because that is something that's within our control when it comes time for us to pay our bills. Okay. So the utilization is calculated by your credit cards or credit lines, how much available credit you have. The lower amount that you're using when the statement closes and your information is reported is the higher you're actually going to get scored. That portion is 30% of your score, which roughly translates to 165 points. So when you go ahead and click on this and you see that, okay, TransUnion is reporting a $9,000 card with 0% utilization. Well, according to TransUnion, that means that you are great. You're using your accounts properly, because to be in the high 7s going to 8, you want to make sure that your utilization is between 1 and 6% ideally. If you're wanting to be in the 600 club, then you're needing to be between 10 to 15%, right? So this person is trending towards the 800 score, as we saw at the top. And that has a lot to do with the fact that their utilization is on point. Now, if you look over here though, okay, their Experian utilization is at 6%, but if you notice their available credit is different. So that means more cards are being reported with this particular credit reporting agency than what's being reported at TransUnion. That is not something that's in your control, because even if you look here, there's nothing being reported at Equifax, right? That is up to the control of the actual card holders or your lenders. If you look and you see that that information is not there, you can call your lenders and let them know, hey, I've been checking my credit report and this is not showing up on my report. Okay. All right. Also on the screen, you can see what attack round you're on, as well as what your score improvement has looked like since you started. Let's say you process the attack. And when you process the attack, you did not select any inquiries, because the system only selects the accounts that are negative. It does not select the inquiries for you, right? So let's say you created an attack, but you didn't select your inquiries and you thought about it. You can message the team and they would unlock the system and allow you to go ahead and do another attack early. Your attacks are on every 40-day cycle, right? But you need to redo your attack. Please note that this counter is not going to reset. So when they go in to unlock, if you never mailed off attack number 1, it's going to go in, allow you to create the attack, and it's going to go attack number 2. You just know that you never sent out 1, you're still at round 1, and you're completely fine. That is not going to impede your money back guarantee as you're going through. And just for the record, I'm going to show you where you can see people are actually getting real amazing results. Okay. Now, if you want to be a partner with the company, you can go ahead and select this option here to get a free privacy scan. And then you can talk about what partnership looks like. And I'm going to go through some other ways where you can make some drip cash just by you being a part of the Dispute Beast family. Okay. And if you want the system to send out the letters for you, here's where you can see. But I'm going to show you once we start the attack how you can do that. Now we're going to click on start the attack. It tells you, hey, your next round of attacks is not for a couple of days. Now, here's the good part. Before the counter starts, because counter starts after you actually generate your first attack, but you cannot generate it until you verify your information. Yep, this is my name. Yep, this is my address. Yep, this is my social. So if for any reason this information is off, okay, I don't want you to move forward. I want you to hit the edit button, edit the information, and then move on to the next thing. Okay, so we're going to hit verify now. This is right. My name is right. My phone number, my last four of my social is right. My IDs, my supporting documents are correct. If it was not correct, you would simply hit replace and replace the item that you need. And then you're going to select confirm. After you have done that, you can now start the attack. Okay. The very first thing that it's going to take you to at the very top, my darling, are your inquiries. As you can see, it says one selected. We already knew that there was one negative account. This person has an amazing account. There's no issues, schisms, or isms that they got going on, right? But when it comes to the inquiries, what I want to go ahead and educate you guys with is that you want to select inquiries that are not attached to any open and active credit cards or credit lines. This message is going to pop up for you. And then it's just a disclaimer, basically alerting you that if you do dispute an inquiry, there is a potential that the account gets closed because you're saying you did not authorize this inquiry to be done for you to get the item that you got. So because of that, if you dispute any open and active credit cards or credit lines, that you dispute any inquiries that are attached to open and active credit cards or credit lines, you can potentially get that account closed. We don't want that. So you're going to select the ones that are either attached to closed accounts or accounts that you did not get the yes for that particular profile. Now, if you're talking about an auto loan or a mortgage, honey, you can dispute. Well, so if this was a mortgage, honey, I'm going to go ahead and hit yes. This is an auto loan. I'm gonna go ahead and hit yes, because they're not gonna come back and take the car. They're not gonna come back and take the house. Okay. They got the collateral. They're fine. All right. And then you're gonna go ahead and select start attack. So it's now gonna go through the system. Boom, boom, boom. It is generating the letters for us. Come on, look at that quick turnaround, y'all. Look at how I just uploaded my information. I selected my credit monitoring, and now the system is doing all the things that it needs to do to personalize the letters for me based off of what's on my credit report, plus the information that has been tracked to be successful for over our millions of customers that we've been using. So now we get to the process of the mail. So you can choose to have SprintMail mail it out on your behalf. If you do, you have to type the word confirm, LO, and then you have to select pay attack. So for these rounds of letters, for the amount of letters that I have, the cost is $34.64. Please think of this as Uber or DoorDash for your letters. Okay. You are more than welcome to go ahead and mail the letters out on your own. But if you choose not to, you can have the system mail it out on your behalf. Now, if you go ahead and hit pay mail, it's going to redirect you to the actual payment center to where you can go ahead and pay for SprintMail. And let me tell you, so it's $1.83 for the first page, and then 22 cents each for any additional pages. You can use Cash App, Afterpay, Klarna, or you can use your ACH. Okay. If you're like, never mind, I don't want to do neither, you can hit the back button. You can come back in the system and say you're going to mail it out yourself. You're going to select download and email attack. And guess what? It's going to give you a zip file. it's going to go ahead and say that you're mailing it out. Now, this is a key point that I want you guys to remember. If you know you're going to go to the post office on today, okay, then you are fine. You are going to go ahead and move forward and not have a problem. However, if you are not sure if you're going to mail out your letters today, please make sure that you come back here and you go ahead and tell the system, I've mailed my letters out today, whatever date. So if it takes 2 or 3 days for you to mail it out, just come back here, let the system know, because the system is going to be your reminder. So I printed the letters today, but let's say I know I'm not going to do anything until after Thanksgiving. So I can tell the system I'm not going to mail my letters out till Saturday. And then it's going to hit confirm. And now it will go ahead and it will start tracking from the 29th. It'll start tracking my 40 days from that point. Please note, we normally allow 5 days for the mail to get there, 30 days, which is per law, 30 days for the disputes, and then 5 days for you to get the information back. That doesn't mean that you might not get documentations back sooner, but the law states that we are to allow the credit reporting agencies 30 days to dispute our profile. Okay. Now, if you decided, you know what, honey, it is Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, it's my birthday weekend, it's my girlfriend holiday, I just don't feel like doing this, you can always come back here, click on finish mailing via Sprint. And as long as you do that, I normally say within the first 3 to 4 days, you're good. After that, the window closes for you to allow SprintMail to mail that document off. Now, other things I want to point out, the system is not just sending letters to the 3 major credit reporting agencies, it's also sending it to the major secondary agencies. So you're able to see who else are they sending, whom are they sending my information to. We have now uploaded our information. We have completed our first round of attack, and we can see all the information right here on our letter history. So if for some reason you did it on your laptop crashed, you needed to come back in and reprint it, guess what? You have the ability to. And it also gives you the ability to still come in here and select SprintMail for SprintMail to mail it out for you. We're going to go to my account. So my account is where you can see the general information, the documents that you uploaded, where you can go ahead and change your information. If your birthday changed, I don't know, you decided that's not your birthday anymore, or you want to change your address because you've relocated. Also the notification option. So you can go ahead and have email and SMS, or you can have one or the other. You just change the toggle and boom, you're fine. The training tab, it takes you to our wonderful training video, and it also tells you when we are training. If you are East Coast, you get what I'm saying? You know, you can pull up to the club, Mountain Standard Time, Central Time. Come on, it gives you all the information. And you can watch the training video here so that you can hear my lovely voice all over again. Okay. The credit monitoring. This is where you can go ahead and update your credentials as to which credit monitoring you want to use. If you've changed the login information, you can update it here. You also have the ability to see your report. So you can select this option and download your report so that you can track the growth of what has been going on with your profile from 1 minute to the next. And then the support tab is if you have any frequently asked questions. Is it really free? How long does it take overall? All of those amazing questions are here for you to go ahead and get a response. And of course, you know, we got our legal. So if you want to see terms and conditions and all of that information, boom, bam, pow, you got it. Now, one of the things I like to point out is how you can build your profile. Your utilization is 165 points. That's 30% of your score. If you do not have an open and active credit card or credit line, y'all come here. Click apply. Go ahead and get yourselves started. Go ahead and get yourself a starter card so that it can start reporting on your report. Again, the tip and the trick that I always give is make your payments 2 days before your statement date's about to close. Don't use the card again until the day after the statement date closes, and you are going to be completely fine. However, if that's not something you can do, try to focus on making sure that you're paying your balances down 2 days before the statement date to the lowest possible number that you have. That way you can make sure that you're impacting your scores the way that you need to. Taking you over the screen, if you'd like to change it from English to Espanol, you can choose to do that and the system will go ahead and register. This gift box, because y'all know I love me some gifts. It gives you the ability for you to start earning $10 every single month for every single friend that signed up. And you know, I already gave y'all, call your girlfriend, call your homeboys, especially right now is a good time for you to start a business, get your finances together, be like, listen, we could all potentially get loans. Let's get our credits where we need to be. Here's my link. We could do it ourselves. You can come over on Sunday while we cutting the rug, we watching the football game, whatever. We can print these out and be stuffing them at the same time. Now, I don't know if y'all gonna do that, okay? But I'm just giving y'all some ideas. All right, here's the notification bell where you can see any changes, updates. It tells you activity that's been going on your profile. So you can see that you just ordered a new credit report 26 minutes ago. And then this, of course, is where you can see, you can go to different tabs. So you can go to your credit monitoring, your contact a support team to ask questions. Please note that they normally respond within 3 hours of the business day that they're in. And then you can also click on settings. It takes you right back to this document. So keep that in mind as you're going through. If you have questions, see, we have the support team. They're under the FAQ tab. So you have FAQ and then you have the help center, and you can go ahead and search whatever your topics are, whatever your issues are. You can select it and then go ahead and file your claim. So now that we got all that done, y'all, we have literally set up our profile, completed our first set of letters. And now guess what it says? You are closer than you think, Hillary. With your current credit scores, you may already qualify for a mortgage. And now it's telling me, guess what? If you are ready for a home, you can go ahead because your scores are where it needs to be. Now, ideally, y'all, yes, y'all can get into a house at 580. Okay, there's some programs out there that can help you. Ideally, they want you at a 620 so you can have a conventional loan. But the real number you want to get to is a 700, 740. Of course, this demo client has that score. So now you have the power within your hand because your score is what dictates the interest on the home. And we're saying, guess what? You don't have to go anywhere else to get the support. You can get a pre-qual within the system. You just got to go ahead and hit show me steps. And guess what? We have partnered with Lexford Financial, powered by Morty. All right. And they will go ahead and answer questions and get you started with where, when do you want to get a home? So you can do the next 1 month to 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, over a year away. Not quite sure. I'm going to go ahead and select not quite sure. You're now going to tell the system, I'm employed. Okay, I'm employed. Am I self-employed? Am I employed part-time? Am I unemployed but looking? Please know all of this is going to play a factor. And then it's going to ask you for your house budget. So what I normally educate people on when you're going through the process is that your house budget is normally subject to how much you make. There are different calculators out there that you can leverage, but if you know that to dream house, and I always tell people, dream your dream, honey. Go to Zillow, go to Red Door. You can go to different places to see the houses and look at the type of houses you want and what the ranges are. So you can go into Zillow and be like, I know I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, or I want a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, and it'll give you the range of a house that you like. And you can go ahead and come in here and put that range in here, $300,000, $400,000 home. And then it's going to go ahead and say, all set. Are you ready to talk to an agent now? So you can say yes. You go ahead and check the box. And guess what? You can now schedule a call with an agent that will be able to support you. Come on, somebody. Look, this is my realtor that's in Texas. You get his NMLS number. That's so that you know that they really doing what they supposed to do. And you get to see his calendar. So he has availability on Monday. He has availability on Tuesday. He has availability on Wednesday. He has availability on Thursday. And you can go ahead and select the date, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, you're locked in to talk to a realtor about your journey. Again, the system is here to help you get to your end goal. So we just uploaded our information, uploaded our documents, imported our credit report, and we were able to generate an attack. And guess what? We are all done. Now we come back in 40 days, we update the report, and we see what is going on. So if you guys are ready to become a beast in these credit streets and you want to make sure that your credit is where it needs to be, y'all don't sleep on this, okay? This software is 1000% for you. Another thing that I want to take you to before I let you guys go, because I like to give y'all the source and everything, is a lot of times when we're using this platform, we don't get to see the amazing reviews and how it pans out. And I want to go ahead and take a moment to show you. So before I let you go, I really want to show you guys the real live reviews as to what our clients are getting. And this is not something that we're paying for. This is something that we actually get to see. And we have a 4.7 stars on Google. This was posted just one day ago. This person is shouting out, Dispute Beast is the best. SprintMail works. We have Chris giving us 5 stars. We have a 42-point increase. And you guys can see real time, like we post the good, the bad, the ugly, all of the things. So you can actually see how everything is going. This gentleman said first round, 132 points. Come on. First attack, 160 points. Is that for everyone? No, but that is for that is for everyone to be able to leverage and see what has gone on. This person, first round, 35 points. This person, 97 points on my number 2 attack, right? When I say you have the ability to see in real time what's happened and take the power into your own hands to become a beast in these credit streets, I truly mean it. So I can't wait to see you on the other side as a review. Later.